Oh God, I'm so sick of CJ. I can see him jamming.
I was turned up. I was yoked up. You hear me? I was yoked up.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Life Happens podcast. As you know, the Life Happens podcast is a podcast where we combine our spirituality, too much noise, and practical things to create this beautiful balance that you see. Guys, today we are tackling a topic of gender roles in marriages and relationships. Now, traditionally, gender roles have defined who leads, who follows, who provides, and who nurtures. But in today's world, these roles are being questioned and redefined. Submission, once seen as essential, is now viewed critically, especially by feminists advocating for equality. Is there a right way to navigate gender roles in relationships? We'll explore different perspectives, hear from our experience, and discuss the impact of these roles on modern relationships. Now, whether you're in a relationship or just curious, this episode offers valuable insights and advice. So let's dive in. I want to say welcome to our guests. Hey, Eric, you can tell the people who you are, what's your podcast, what you do, and thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate that.
Yay.
Oh man, it's an honor. I appreciate you for inviting me and having me on. I'm Eric Butler, aka the Intellect, aka the Cullinan Eight, because I'm the biggest diamond ever found on land. Ain't nothing nobody can do about it, aka the Atlantic,
Hey.
because I'm cold, deep, and choppy.
Oh.
Okay.
I am the co-host on Is It Wednesday Yet, which will be airing later tonight on the BS3 network at 8:30, and also the co-host of Perspective, which will be airing tomorrow night at 8:30.
You are a busy man
Very
doing
busy.
wonderful and amazing things.
Well, thank you. I was actually on the Empower Series podcast Monday night
Oh
at
my
seven
gosh.
o'clock.
Yeah.
Jesus, take the wheel, be a hedge and a fence, Father. This man's not getting no rest.
Oh yeah.
Him, we are so glad you joined us because, girl, hey,
I
you had me
I
worried.
I know my computer's not working, so I'm on my phone. So I hope everybody can see me okay. It sucks. I don't know what's going on with my computer.
Yeah, it's frustration. Felicia said she can help you out because she said it's the end user problem.
I don't.
You're the problem, basically, is what she's saying.
Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right. I am, and it's just not working. I'm not
Is
working
right.
today. How about that? I'm not working today.
Okay, okay. Hey, Felicia, girl.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good.
To fix my intro, I'm Felicia Washington, aka Ebony Butterfly, aka Felicia Loves Vinyl. I have
Okay,
a TikTok channel called Felicia Loves Vinyl. But yeah, no. How y'all doing? I'm good.
good and hungry, but good.
Good. I just came back off vacation from my cruise. Y'all, we
Oh,
were
how was
actually
it?
in a storm. Can you believe
Oh
it?
no.
No.
Trying
Was
to
it
go to
scary?
Mexico, yes. That tropical storm, yeah, the boat was moving side to side. It was kind of cool and scary all at
Stop it.
the same time.
No, ma'am.
Stop it. She said kind of cool, but scary at the same time.
Yeah, nah.
Nah.
We
That's
good
Mm.
over
crazy.
here.
Yeah, I pass on that experience.
No, I want to
Right.
go. I love cruising. That's
I,
No,
fun.
I'm good with a cruise, but being in a tropical
Right.
storm while on a
No, you're
well,
cruise,
right. You're
they
I'll
right.
drive
let y'all
around.
have
Well,
that
it's
one.
not that
Yeah.
bad. It wasn't that bad. You like you felt it like a little bit, but it wasn't. It wasn't serious.
Mm.
No,
Like we
ma'am.
weren't like
No,
touching the
no.
water. You know that music that they have now for those thunderstorms.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like that. It wasn't that kind of scary. I can't
Oh,
think
Okay.
of it. That weird, scary, creepy music.
Yeah. So everybody stayed inside. No one was on the decks when it
Yeah,
was
we could still
raining.
go out on the decks. It wasn't that bad.
It
It
was.
rained a little bit, but it kind of misted and went away. It wasn't that bad because they went around the storm.
Oh,
Mm,
cool.
Yeah, we actually missed one of our ports, Casamaya, because they were going around. They was like, "Nah, we're not going over there. It's not safe."
right.
So yeah.
Oh, wow.
They'd have
Mm.
been mad at me, sir. Will you please get out of the lifeboats? Y- It's okay. This is not.
Lord.
Hey, I'll be right here until it's all over with. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, and especially if you can't swim, that's a different type of panic.
Oh, I
You
can
know what? Even
swim.
if you can't swim, if you get in that water, it's
That's
over.
what I don't want to get in. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not really afraid of anything, but I'm cautious about some things.
Mm.
Getting in
Right.
bodies of water where there's entities and things in there bigger than me, I just
The same
I
thing.
just I
Driving,
just feel some way about it.
driving, flying a plane, everything. You just got to believe that the Lord, when it's your time, and God got it. You
I
can't
got
That's
you.
so
live in
true.
fear like that.
That's
Yeah.
so true.
That's
Right?
true,
No,
but I'm still gonna
no.
be scared though.
If that sign says, beware of sharks,
Of
I'm
course.
just gonna err on I'm just
Jesus.
gonna err on the side of caution. That's
Oh yeah.
that,
Of
Oh,
course.
that's all.
Of course. Of course.
you're not that adventurer and say, forget that sign.
I
I'm gonna
know.
go out
Ah,
there.
Mm.
I'm gonna go
yeah,
out there and show them they're wrong.
yeah. I don't. No, I got in the water. I put my foot in there so I can say
Yeah.
I've been in the Pacific, I've been in the Atlantic, I've been in the
There
Gulf.
you go. And then
I
you
I,
go, okay, I'm out.
I splash and I'm like, hey, let me go over there and sit down somewhere.
Hurry up,
Nah.
take my photo, take my photo. That's
Right,
it.
right.
When you said the boat was rocking and moving, you
Mhm.
lost me right there. No, ma'am. Mm-mm.
I mean, it was like, I guess you have to be a cruiser to know you can kind of feel the boat move just a
Yeah,
little bit. You're always gonna feel that, whether there's a storm or not.
that's true.
So it's not a big deal. No, it wasn't like we were falling over. No, nothing like
Mm,
that.
No
okay.
Titanic,
No,
sort of. Okay.
no, not that bad.
Okay. You don't get seasick?
I went to my doctor and got some prescription
Right.
nausea medicine, and I probably took it twice. No,
Okay.
not really.
How many
Being on a
days were you on
cruise
the
ship,
cruise?
unless you're just like extremely seasick, you really don't feel that you're on a cruise.
You really don't.
No,
Mm.
it's kind of
Well,
like a mall. Like it's like huge. It's huge. You don't really
She said
feel
like a mall.
I mean, it's so
That's
big. You're just
yeah,
walking around in this big circle and it's great. And
right.
there's
okay.
food everywhere and
Yeah.
there's things to do. I love it. I love cruising. I
And
love
we
it. I
had a
wish I can get where you
balcony.
are more.
Beautiful. You're looking
oh,
outside the
nice.
balcony. It's just beautiful. It was amazing. But
We have
let's see, you
Honestly,
said,
asleep in the baby.
yeah.
Well, hey y'all, shit, I was,
Hey.
you know what I'm saying, what's happening? I'm gonna wait till the video plays, and I'm gonna put, you know what I'm saying, my baby boy in the room, cause you know what I'm saying. But how y'all doing? First off, Eric, that's a badass microphone you got, or I don't know, that's your voice. You came in this bitch sound like motherfucker goddamn Barry White. Around this time you was in there. Hey, I'm the intellectual, you know what I'm saying. I'm the king. Hey, that shit was smooth as hell, man. Hey, that shit was badass, man.
I
Hey,
appreciate it, bro.
no problem, man. But
Gosh,
I hope everybody doing good, man. Y'all, I love y'all, man. I love to see my people, man. I love to see my people.
we are doing good. Thank you for that long introduction. Long. No, I'm teasing you. But
What's your-
no,
okay.
I'm joking. One thing about CJ, he is gonna message me and ask me, "What the heck are you talking about this week?"
Hmm.
Every
Right,
week.
yeah, because I'm
No,
trying to.
no, you keep me on the straight and narrow. I appreciate you.
Yeah, because I be trying to, because I be trying to do my research. And I be trying to look at the video. I be analyzing the video like we looking at a football play. I'm like, okay, see, that's where she messed up right there. She shouldn't have said,
Okay.
I came with
Uh,
some notes, so we good.
oh, what?
okay.
Yeah,
I want
real
to tell you,
professional.
you don't sound good. I don't know what you got on or what you're talking through, baby. You don't sound good at all.
Oh, I don't sound good.
Nah, it's not clear.
Okay. Hold on.
So I need you to change it. So guys, have you had a
Okay.
chance to watch the video?
Oh yes.
Yes.
Okay, we just dive into it. As you know, this is gender redefining gender roles in this mod. Baby, it made my scalp itch. That's all I'm gonna say.
Ah,
And you know,
ah.
when the scalp is itching, the irritation is high. Because anyway, let's watch the video.
A friend of mine's got married, and her husband, she was raised with a silver spoon in her mouth. She wanted to furnish the whole house when they moved into the house, and her husband was like, well, we'll do one room at a time, we'll save money and this and that. And she went behind his back, oh no, and asked her father, oh, no, for some money to furnish, one of the rooms in the house. Her husband came home and said, I'm the man of the house. That's right. And if I say we can't afford then it, that's what it doesn't mean we can't. It just means not today. Right. He said, but I dare you go and ask your father, who I asked him for your hand in marriage, and you go behind my back and belittle me.
This is exactly why you cannot listen to Black women of a certain generation's dating or relationship advice. And this is also why you do not get with men who cannot and will not do for you, especially if they know that you are spoiled or well taken care of by other people. Men are very jealous, and if they know you're well taken care of by other people, and if they know you have a certain standard of living, instead of rising to meet you where you're at, they will bring you down and have you sitting on the floor with no furniture in your house just to make themselves feel better, just to make themselves feel like a man. Stop listening to older Christian Black women's dating and relationship advice, because a lot of them have let their man lead them their entire lives and are miserable, overweight, getting cheated on every day, have heart conditions, are depressed. Stop listening to these ladies. Also, you need to be very wary and cautious in dealing with people who are overly reliant on gender roles, especially gender roles that give one party complete power and control over the other. So let's take a vote just for fun. What do y'all think? Who was right and who was wrong in this situation?
Who would like to go first? She makes me mad.
Sounds like you
You know
just
what?
went for it.
No, no, no. She said the word jealous through me as well. Jealous. But anyway, who'd like to go first? Because I have thoughts, but
I
we'll
don't
have
want the
our guests go
guys
first.
go first. What do they think about it? The men on the
Yeah, Eric, what do you think about that? When you saw that, what was your first thoughts?
Um, no, the thing I like that was shocking about this is because I'm listening to um, the wisdom of the first lady, and she's speaking, and so I'm in shock like everyone else. And then when this young lady popped up and started talking, it was like a car wreck to me, and it was saddening. If I had to just give a one word, it was saddening to listen to that, um, because she imparted a lot of subjective thoughts, bad mouthing in other women, and it was just a sad thing to watch.
Uh, yeah. She anyway, no. Okay, CJ, what are your thoughts? Because
Um,
you're younger than all of us. I'm really curious to see what you think about this. About well, let
I,
me ask you a question before I ask you that. Like, well, no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, like so it was a lot, and I don't think I'm gonna get it all in this one point. I'm gonna just wait throughout the show to kind of sprinkle. But just like what I'm saying, my man, the intellectual, was saying at first, I was kind of somewhat picking up what the first lady was what I'm saying, going around, but that second lady, she for one, she tweaking for real. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna
Tell
lie.
the
I
truth.
had to go to her profile to make sure she was a bad lady. Now
See
I
what I'm
like that too.
see what I'm
she
saying? Well,
looked good. I was like, damn, I can't talk shit. She low key. Hey, she low key bad as a
nah,
motherfucker. I ain't
man,
gonna
she
hold you.
don't
You
she
can
don't look
still tell
good.
the truth.
No, she
You can
don't.
tell the truth.
She
I
about
mean,
You
as ugly
tweaking,
as they
Eric.
get.
You shit. All right.
Nah.
Hey, that's no. I
I think
understand. I
no. I'm gonna
understand
tell
that.
you like older folks tell you, just keep on living. Your vision will change once you start thinking about people's mindset and what's in them. Because when I looked at, it, I
really.
was just like, yeah,
You-
like that was sad. It was sad because I was like, dang, just lost.
No, same. No, I mean like no, like same. The intellectual Eric, like before she started speaking. Now, if I hadn't heard her speaking, I was just looking at her. I would have said, "Okay, word." And then she started talking that bullshit. I said, "Oh hell no!"
I
I
that's what
said,
that's
"Yeah."
exactly
I was
what
like,
that's what
"Oh
I'm getting
no,
at.
you." I
But
said,
I
"Okay."
will say this too, even on the physical front, it's just too many of those. It was too much on her that you could snatch off. I don't know what she really looked like.
What?
Whoa.
What?
Whoa.
Jesus. Okay. I didn't. Wow.
So
Yeah.
that's why
Damn.
I can't compliment you because I don't know what you look like.
Wow.
Ooh.
Because you
No,
got
no,
okay, that
no.
ain't
That's
your hair, them ain't your nails, them really ain't your lips, that ain't your face.
Wow.
Man.
Um, hey, Eric, I'm gonna just say, listen. Now, I did some deep dives. I
I
seen when
got
she
you.
was natural. She still Eric.
Okay,
Listen, trust me. If she wasn't that, man, we right here with it. Hey,
I
but I had
got
to
you.
keep scrolling.
I got you.
Yeah, she one of them.
You
But that's
no.
the thing. But her mentality. See,
Yeah.
she got it messed up. Hey, that's when I kind of got turned off. This went from this right here because I'm like, oh no, we can't. I'm like,
ah.
I was
no,
about to say,
Ah.
you don't want peace in his life. Because if you're just looking at the
no,
physical, you don't
I
want
could.
peace. I'm just saying, because and then you cleaned it up because I'm like, boy, don't no.
No, right, no,
Mm,
but just outside of that, outside of that, just on the baby's girl part, I was thinking, like, there's no way that you lived your life this long thinking that's an acceptable way of thinking. But another part of me wanted to really, I want to say, like, how many people have you been with that allowed you to think like that? That's really my main
When you
question.
looked on
Like,
her
who
page,
hasn't
did she
checked
look
you yet?
single when you looked on her page? Was she single or did she look like she
she's
was in a
single.
relationship?
No, yeah,
She
she's
don't have
single for
nobody.
sure.
She's single.
Oh
I
yeah,
went
she's
through her
single for sure.
videos.
What's understood don't need to be explained.
No, I went through a video. I think she's been really hurt for her to talk because she said something. She said that the reason why the man didn't want her to get the furniture is because he's jealous. What?
Jealous of
Right.
who and jealous of what?
So my question then is like, how have traditional gender roles in marriages and relationships evolved over time? Because clearly from this video you can see it's evolved. You can see there's a clear definition between old school, because this is what it looks like, and the modern woman, right? Because you can hear how they talk. Now, did you all look at the comments in their video? Did you read through the comments?
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Jesus,
Uh-uh.
yeah, I do.
take the wheel.
Nah,
I'm thinking,
did y'all see the numbers on the voting?
yes, it was more like on the husband side than
Yeah,
the wife side.
I thought they said well it asked who was wrong, and it looked like 65% of
Oh, was the
the
husband?
vote said
Yes,
that the
yes.
man, the husband was wrong.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood that. Yeah, because yeah, that was
Yeah, I
that.
was shocked. I was shocked about that because I mean, who like if I don't want to spill all the beans because we got to and I definitely want to feed off of the ladies, um, their concept and thought on that. But I mean, when we talk about gender roles, I always refer to nature, um,
Right,
and I mean things that are successful. You judge a tree by the fruit that it bears. Now, looking
right,
at two, if you're talking about a man that's saving money, a man that's being pragmatic about their finances, that's saying, "Hey, we can take our time to do this." Effective communication is key. Why wouldn't you?
right.
Okay, you want all the furniture now. Have that conversation. Might have been something he would have been open to, but to defend someone who's just that blatantly disrespectful to the union, to really what we're doing, and just thinking that okay, well, I'll just go to my daddy, and I'll be honest, I'll bring him into it. Like, why would you do such a thing? I would have
It's
been
not his
like,
daddy's
what
fault.
did your no? I would have said, what did your husband say? Have you talked to James
Right,
about this?
right.
Because that's a respect that it's respect is love. And obviously she has none for him. So he's married to someone who absolutely unequivocally does not love him.
So I got a question, but I'm gonna wait till the two ladies, to everybody else speaking. Then I'm gonna just wait. I'm gonna hold on to that. So but I want somebody else to go.
Okay, Kim, go. What are your thoughts?
Well, I
Because Kim,
think it's like Eric said, I think they should have had a conversation. I just think communication was just broken. Also, he know who he married. Come on. I mean, he know exactly who he married. He know exactly who she was. He knows she's a daddy's girl. He probably knows that she's very spoiled and gets her way. And he did not say, "Oh, we're sending the stuff back." I don't know how far the conversation got with them, but the conversation was, "How could you do this to me?" Not how could no, we're sending the stuff back. We're not doing this. Having that conversation like, "Hey, that was great that your dad went above and beyond because he did go above and beyond, but future in the future, I would like it to go this way, and that stuff has to go back because we have to start our lives together." And I
Man,
think
that's
just communication is just broken between them. But I just want to say he know who he married. He knew exactly who he married, and he probably knew she would telling her something like that, like we're not going to do, like, "Oh, we got this brand new house. I'm ready to fill it," and he goes, "No, we're gonna do one room at a time." Okay, well, I don't do no well, but you know
hey,
that. You've
Keisha,
been dating that woman. You know she doesn't do no well. So, I mean, why you surprised that she went to her daddy? Because she's probably been talking up her daddy since y'all been dating. And my daddy this, and my daddy that, and my daddy this, and my daddy that. Well, you're not meeting the standard of my dad, but you know what? I love my dad. This is what my dad does for me. This is what my dad. Now, I'm not saying, "Daddy, I have girls, and my husband love my girls," and I don't think he would preempt their husband in doing that. But I don't think my girls would do that anyway. But if they went behind their husband's back, I think William kind of like recognized that as, like, "Why are you asking me? Like, what's the situation at home? Why are you asking me to do this?
Yeah.
Maybe all of us need to talk together before I put some money together to, get this room."
As a
but
man, I would
Kim,
say
But I
I
just
think
want to
that
say this: he knew who he married. I'm sorry.
yeah.
and she knew who
Don't be
she married.
surprised.
So
And she
Ooh,
knew
come on,
exactly what she
Rabia. That was a good
She
one.
knew
she knew who she
exactly what
married.
she
She
was
knew that she
getting.
married a masculine man. She knew that that was not going to fly. She knew too. So where's the
I
accountability?
don't
Just
think I
because he
think
knew who he married,
no, because I think
what?
it flowed. I think it flew because the
Exactly.
room got built.
Oh,
The room got done. So there
Yeah,
you
and
go.
and when she was telling the story, she mentioned that the husband said, "You went to the man that I asked for your hand in marriage and asked this, and we don't know what she said to dad for dad to do it." Now, if she'd have
That's
went to,
true.
because
But
it's
you
hard for
know
me to
who this
believe.
but you know who this woman is that you just married. You know who she
Nah,
is.
just because you, nah,
Don't
oh,
he
that
she,
ain't gonna
excuse
fly.
me.
no,
That
Nah,
because I
nah,
feel
I
like
can't.
nah.
I'm not.
he's
She can't get
playing
no out.
he's
She can't
playing
get no
No,
brand
she
new.
out.
cannot.
He playing
Nope.
brand new, like you don't know who you with. Don't act brand new. You knew exactly what you was getting, a spoiled brat, and you knew that.
And so did she. And so did she. And she, girl, my scalp,
She
oh,
knew that
Jesus.
he couldn't afford it, so you know what?
So,
I'm
well, let
all
me well let
for
me
it.
ask Kim.
Let me.
Kim, Kim, let me ask you this question. Since he know who he married, it's just okay to do everything you wanted to do.
Thank you.
I'm
So you
not
No,
can just
saying that
yes,
that was
you
like
can just
right.
no,
wild out
really, like
because nah,
yes or
like
no, because I'm gonna establish that, because then that means there is may
thank
not be
you.
nothing else to talk about in that part.
No, she
Because
should not be able to do whatever she wants. But I'm
okay,
saying,
so
don't be
now,
surprised.
now I hear you. Now
Don't
I
be
hear you.
surprised
You
when
no,
she
you
does
made
X,
that
Y,
point.
and
No,
Z
you. I hear you.
because
But
she
here's another.
showed you X, Y, and Z in the dating phase, and that
And
Listen,
right there
she
ain't gonna
shouldn't
see,
be
he
change.
just
surprised
the
either.
man, the man talked to his wife. She said she wanted to fill it up. He said, "No, we can't do that right now. We're going to do it one room at a time."
Right.
Once again,
Now,
you
so
know your wife don't
now
do
hold on,
no
Kim. Hold
well.
on. This is
I don't
what
give
I'm
a
saying,
damn.
Kim. You're saying that she
Give
don't
me
have to
chill.
communicate. She don't have to express, "Okay, babe, this is what my desire." She don't have to. She doesn't have to acknowledge what he just said in that moment because he knows what he. He probably has spoiled her. He probably has done that. This is a different situation, a different time. It's like because we all evolve, right? I mean, and we don't we may get something at one point, and then you don't get it at the next point. And it's so to have the thought that because I've spoiled you in all these other areas, this is a different thing. It's a different time. It's a different moment. It doesn't give you, um, carte blanche to just do whatever you want to do
Right.
No, I agree. I agree.
because because I've spoiled you in other areas and other times and
I'm going to
moments.
continue to spoil you until you. I'm not
Oh
going to
wait.
stop because that doesn't
No.
stop.
So then, no,
Because
no,
once
no.
you
So
get
keep you
married, it
saying
don't.
that.
You're
I'm sorry.
asking
So
her
you're saying
behavior
we
to
don't
change,
evolve.
but you're
No.
asking her behavior to change just because she got married. It doesn't change.
No
It
one's
don't work
saying
like
that.
that. It don't work like
No
that.
one's saying that. But I feel like you're not holding her accountable, because you keep saying he should have known who she was. Well,
Yeah,
same thing. She knew he was a masculine man. It's from the way he's talking. She knew that, and she made a decision and said yes, she may marry him. So okay, they both knew. But I'm sorry, she may be spoiled, but this is now her husband. Okay, right? So things are different. We had a conversation, and you still went behind my back. So you made
that
me
part.
look stupid.
That
My
part.
father's gonna think you ain't shit. The respect thing. What we felt, you see, as women, we think we know how men think and how they feel, and we don't. If I was him, I'd kick her ass out because you don't respect me. And love, respect equates love. So if I'm a man and you don't respect me, I mean, if I stay
It
with
ain't
you,
it
I'm
ain't
so
gonna happen. It
you'd
ain't
be like,
gonna
oh, bye.
it can't like not if if he has any self-worth, man. You got tricks out here, you got simps out here to use the societal terms. You got wimp what did Keisha say? You got weak, whiny, wimpy
Let
men
me
out
read a
here.
comment.
So
Jesus said the world is loaded with a lot of weak, whiny, wimpy men now that want to be treated like a lady. Effective communication is definitely key, but you got to have someone willing to communicate effectively. He could have communicated effectively, but because she's forced, she just maybe don't want to do her own thing. Felicia, we're waiting for you, sis.
Um, yeah, I'm very opinionated. We have about the gender roles. I'm a strong believer in the gender roles. Um, a bit of wisdom that was given to me and my husband, like before me and my husband got married, my dad talked to us, and one of the things he said is that marriage is a journey. Patrick, y'all are in a car together. He is driving, you have the map. So both of y'all have to work together to get to your destination. He said, you can't jump in his seat while he trying to drive, or y'all surely have a wreck. And he can't jump in your seat because y'all won't get nowhere. So I
right,
believe that there's gender roles for a reason. It's not that you're being totally submissive, it's that you're working together. And in a lot of situations, the women don't respect their husbands enough to be
Right?
in a marriage. You have to respect your husband to be married, period. Because there's some, at the end of the day, my husband makes the final decision, but he doesn't make it without my input. But I trust him,
That's
right,
the
I
thing.
respect him.
Right.
And see, that's, you got to work together. And in this situation, she said, okay, but I'm going to go tell my dad. And at that point, her and her dad are both responsible because he should have said, you need to talk to your husband. And she should
right,
Right.
have never even went to her dad. You see
right.
what I'm saying? There was a breakdown there. And the
Right.
husband, he was right in the correction. That's like a lesson. Okay, I can't do that no more. Let's move on to the next lesson. She tried it and it didn't work. It's like trial and error.
Right. Okay, so you're just holding that church finger up. What's up?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Listen, so I'm gonna go ahead and stir up the pot, man. So now I'm gonna say this. I understand respect because I'm starting to realize if my lady don't respect me, we can't get this popping. I'm not gonna lie. It's been some times, and she right in there, and I keep it a treat. It's been some times I'm like, yo, you really did that because but that's the thing because I respect what you tell me. You told me you needed this. I said, okay, I got you. Now in return, you're not doing that back. See, now we got an issue. That's how motherfuckers get cut off type shit. Now I am gonna say I do feel like even though I understand the bigger picture, this is about respect at the end of the day. I do feel like, me personally, I don't think I'm gonna respond like that. I don't think I'm gonna tweak, because I'm gonna bring it back. We're talking about furniture. We're not talking about a
It's bigger than
house.
the
We,
furniture.
we we ain't talking about, this is furniture. We talking about a living room, a sofa set. You know what I'm saying? And let's say, and I'm playing devil's advocate. Let's say Shawty really, really, because I'm thinking about, like, this is my life right now. I'm thinking. Let's say, oh my God, we gotta have this shit all. You know what I'm saying? Let's say if I'm not in the financial right space to fill this up all
In
the
one
way.
full sweep. Yeah.
Right, right. Let's say I'm not that. Now, if her dad is if her dad is financially able to do that, will I tweet personally? I may be
Wait,
like,
wait. No,
I'm
no, no. Swim behind your back, though. It's not like you had a
no,
conversation, you agreed. Now, let me say this. The furniture is not the problem.
no,
yeah.
right,
Okay, it's what she did that's the problem. Because if you
That's the
do something
problem.
like that with the small thing, okay, it may be a small thing, small,
right.
but it leads to bigger things.
I
Felicia,
have
go ahead.
something that I want to say. Would it be any different if he came to her and say, "Babe, can you fry me some chicken?" And she said, "I'm gonna fry you some tomorrow." But he called his mama to come do it today.
Mm.
His
Would there
ex-girlfriend.
have been a
Okay.
problem?
Are you asking?
I'm asking. Is that not the same thing?
I mean, it sounds like the same thing to me. I mean, no. Now listen. Everybody can't throw it down like my mama. So shit, if I just asked you and you talking about some, now I'm gonna get to it tomorrow, and if I really want that piece of chicken, shit, I'm
No,
come back.
man.
I'm
Oh
gonna
No,
open
boy,
that
first,
now
door and
like
be like,
I
listen,
wouldn't
we
have a
need to,
problem with
like,
that.
we can't,
that shit was finger
there's,
licking good, wasn't it?
I'm gonna say this so everybody know where I stand, man. If you're in a marriage, you ain't even got to be married by legally. If y'all together, y'all
Mm-hmm.
committed to each other, I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
tell you something. If y'all not respecting each other's wishes and you calling anybody outside of that team
That
to
part.
come in and do something,
right.
you're
That
out
part.
of line.
Right.
It ain't, there is no okay for that.
Yep.
There's never a okay moment to do that.
No.
Anything that's done contrary to what y'all discussed, and you go behind anyone's back or do anything without their knowledge, you are in the wrong. You do not pass
Right.
go. You do not collect 200. I don't care what
Mm-hmm.
subjective reworked reality you would want to try to sell. It's not going to buy you nothing,
Right.
period.
Right. I agree, and that's what it is. It is the act in itself, not so much the furniture, like y'all are saying. It's the
Yeah.
deception. You went behind his back. You didn't say, "Well, can I ask my dad?" That would have been a whole different conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
You see what I'm
Right.
saying? Or if in the instance of the man, hey, since you don't feel like doing it, it's okay if I talk to my mama and have her do it. Then
Right.
she might. I don't want your mom in my kitchen. Just like he would have told her, "No, I don't want it from your dad. I'm gonna take care of it."
Yeah,
But
because
you
I
didn't
mean
give them
that's
the
yeah.
opportunity. You see
That
what I'm
just sets
saying?
a bad precedent. Oh, you
Right.
won't do it?
Oh
I'm gonna
yeah.
get somebody else to do it.
Right.
Right.
Okay. What if I'm feeling bad? What if I'm
Yep.
sick? What if I'm incapable
Right.
of having relations with you? So now you just
I'm
gonna go, well,
thinking
if you
that.
won't and you can't, then so that means I'm gonna go do
Yep.
that.
Right.
You have broken
Right.
the most cornerstone element of any relationship, whether it be
Mhm.
personal, professional, or any other element of trust. And once you do that, what in the hell do you have?
Mhm.
Nothing.
You're right. It all comes down to communication. It
Yep.
all comes down to that, having really good communication with your partner. Being able to talk to your partner about anything. So I do not agree with going behind the back and doing that, because that only
She
no,
undermined him.
that does
Yeah.
not,
That's what she
yeah, that
did.
does not solve
Great
problems.
word, Robbie.
You
That's
have to
yeah,
have
Amen.
yeah.
good communication. You know, communication is
Being
key. I know people
73rd.
say that, I know it's corny, but communication is key. Any kind of relationship you have. I'm talking
And I
about
like to,
mother and
I want,
daughter, husband and wife, children and mom. I'm just saying communication is key.
and I
Just
want to add, for Kim, effective communication.
oh yeah,
Because
Right.
effective
people can
communication.
communicate, because some people communicate, but they communicate to say, not to listen.
Exactly.
They
Just the
just
other
want
day,
or
my
to
daughters.
respond and not to understand.
Right.
You know what I mean? Effective
Right.
communication involves you truly listening to understand, putting yourself in that person's position so that you can give true, honest consideration to what they're saying, even if you disagree. Now you have a better understanding. It may give you some insight to adjust your position on or your action or what you would do, or you can say, you know what, I heard you, I understand, but I really truly still feel this way about it because of this reason, this reason, this reason. So man, we're gonna have to
Right.
find out where can we meet in the middle here, or it may ultimately be that you can't meet in the middle, and then you still need to make some decisions on what you're gonna do.
Right.
So
That's
back
true.
to the
That's
question
true.
about gender
I'm
roles.
sorry. I'm sorry, Kim. Go,
No,
go
no,
No,
ahead.
that's good. That's good. Go ahead, Felicia.
no, we were talking about gender roles and do we believe in gender roles?
Yeah.
Right. So how have traditional gender roles in marriages and relationships evolved over time? Because they have, when you listen to how the younger women are talking versus the older woman, because
Mhm.
clearly it has evolved. It's not the same. I mean,
Mhm.
um, where I was, like you guys were raised in the US of A, but we have similar thoughts and opinions, and how we live our lives is pretty similar, right? Um, but yeah, it has evolved. And how do you guys think it has evolved?
So I'm gonna go ahead and just speak for the younger, generation. And you're absolutely right. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna hold you. Shit, they expect you to make 6K. I'm tweaking 6 figures before shit. You about 23, 24. They expect you to have it all together. They expect you to be a provider. And realistically speaking, men don't reach their physical and their financial peak so they're at least in well deeper within their 30s, within their careers. So just get me right. I feel like,
But
and this is
CJ,
just
CJ, there's nothing wrong with women wanting that though.
no, Kim, and you know what? You're absolutely right, Kim.
No,
There is
Kim is
nothing wrong with
absolutely.
no,
I'm Kim's not
nah.
wrong, but I don't agree.
No, 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 no. Just, nah. Listen, listen. Listen. So just hear me, right? So there is nothing wrong with you wanting what you want, right? Like there's truly nothing wrong with that, right? If a shawty come up to me and say you're supposed to do A, B, C, and D, and if I can't fulfill those, I can't really get it popping with you. Vice versa for us men. If I see a lady and she can't do A, B, C, and D, then you know what I'm saying, we can't get it popping. I think where it started to go a little left and then it kind of just stood over there was we're having a lot of people in y'all generations dating people in my generation and vice versa. So basically, to answer your question, I feel like, Robbie, I feel like the mix up happened was when people started dating outside of their range because they're saying the pool that I'm in, they're not where I want to be at. Now, why do they feel that they need to get it now? That I kind of don't know, but it's just so tipsy topsy and turvy now. You know what I'm saying? It's just all out of whack. But Kim, I do agree with you. There is nothing wrong with getting what you know what I'm saying. If you don't want to date a broke man or this, that, and the third, shit, don't deal with them. Hell,
But
vice.
see, this is the thing. People think that if you're having sex with somebody, like your vagina is all that, and they're using that, and I hear that a lot, right? You are leading with your vagina, and you think that that's how you're going to keep a man, and you are not. Okay, this younger generation, that video has pissed me off. You don't even understand. When I listen to her, right? Clearly she's bitter. Clearly, because if you looked at the comments, when somebody said something traditionally in that video, she came at them. Did you all see that? Like it was
I
no
understand.
respect. Now,
Mhm.
Kim, I agree. People can have what they want. If you want a man that has this, this, and this, but my question is, what do you give? Right?
Mm,
I remember a time when I first got divorced, right? And I wrote a list out of what I wanted in a partner. It was so freaking selfish. It was me, uh, because I was asking for stuff from my unhealed space, right? I was looking at everything that I didn't have and everything that I wanted. And it was from my so it was selfish. It was never what do I contribute to this man? How
right.
do I help him? What do I do? None of that. And that's what I hear younger women doing. It's me, I, selfish. Like you
But
want
they
a man to work like to death and you want to stay at home. Did you see that video? Anyway, you want this man to work to death and you sit on your ass and do shit and think that's cool. Now we all have a standard. I'm not saying yes, there are standards. There's certain things I am not okay with. That's a fact. But this generation got it fucked up.
Mm.
Anyway,
Okay.
Yeah. Well, so the question was posed like, where do we see, where did it go awry? Really, partnerships, relationships were really predicated on survival,
Mm-hmm.
and that is not. And with the we're in a capitalist society, and there was a change in our society where women, were like women, especially Black women. They're the most educated segment of our population right now. So that leans into, being able to be self-sufficient, have money. And then so when you don't have to have that partnership to really to be as successful or whatever success is, because that's different for different individuals. And then if you put in the combination of um like the feminist movement, I think which is really not for Black women. That was
Jesus
angry
Christ.
middle-aged white women who were upset with their husbands, um,
Mm-hmm.
because they are, when we talk about patriarchy and the elements that come along with it, the negative aspects of it. And I don't care what you talk about, matriarchy, every human beings, they're every man's heart is continuously evil. Every last person is capable of doing selfish, mean things. Everybody's played a part in it. So it really frustrates me. That's the word.
Yeah.
Frustrates me to hear women just bash men as a monopoly, or men to bash women as a monopoly.
Mm-hmm.
Get out of here. We're individuals. There's some that do worse than others, some that don't do much of all, and there's some that it's all they on evil time all the time, right? But when we had that when money came into play, you're able to make your own money. You don't need to be in a team to survive, or it to survive. That's where the big split
Right.
that happened, in my opinion.
Just to kind
Eric, I'm a caveat off what you're saying, but go ahead, Felicia. No, no, go, Felicia. It's all you, but I'm gonna come back to you, Eric. Go ahead.
just to just kind of run behind what Eric said, he's absolutely right. I live we've lived it, the kids, I guess, with Generation X, whatever. But I remember my mom saying that without a man back in the 70s, just in the 80s, they just were able to buy their own house. They were just able to get credit cards. They were just able to do those things in the 80s. This is the 80s. This ain't in the 1900s. So women, now we have evolved to where we can get a house by ourselves, we can get credit cards by ourselves, we can have these jobs, and we don't need men. So a lot of the marriages back then were survival. And my grandmother even told me, like, why did you say to my grandfather? I was trying to survive. So those relationships were built on a different premise than what we have today. She was like, all that love stuff, that's y'all generation. My
Mm,
generation, we was trying to make it. So even my mom was like in 90 something, she told me, this is my first car I bought. Because even back then, men predicated, you had to have a man to come help you buy a car. You had to have a man to help you get a man had to be present. So his presence was necessary. And when his presence became unnecessary, I think that's when we was held in a handbasket. Because even back in the 20s and 30s, Black women were working as maids. We always had jobs. We didn't fight to have a job. We were working. So, like he said, that is a middle class white woman thing. So I think a lot of the society evolving, but not in the right direction, taking the men out the home with the welfare, getting. So it's a
yeah,
lot of
yeah.
things that
Right.
attributed to where we are today.
Yeah, it's multiple things. Those were the main points, and I'm only jumped in because she said to survive.
Right.
But what I would challenge people, and you, if you do take a introspective look out into the ether of our community when it comes to men and women. But you do need each other to thrive.
Yep.
You do. So if you want to live a thriving life, you better find a way to find someone who you're equally yoked with, so y'all can go out and attack it. Two, what it says, three chords are stronger than one, and the third one is whatever your, brother Rock, Yah, God, Buddha, Allah,
Right.
whoever it is for you.
Mhm.
But it takes two. Period.
Eh, Eric,
Hmm.
so I wanted to caveat on what you was talking about, and not to say it's nothing new. I feel like it's been going on, but when I was talking about like the dating structure and how it's kind of at this point, it's really like mixed and mashed up because
Right,
we're hearing
right.
a lot more. Like it's starting to become a lot more, which I feel like it's been going on, but it's just been reported more that you having older men, younger lady. That's just
That's
kind of
always
That's always
CJ.
no,
CJ,
yeah,
that's been
no, yeah.
going
So I
on
just
since.
said, yeah,
No,
yeah.
that's
Go
been
ahead.
going. No, what I'm saying, that's been going on since the beginning of time. I know you watched the. I know you watched the Color Purple because you can't even own a black card if you haven't seen it. Have you seen the Color Purple?
No, I
Wow.
listen.
Wow.
Hold
No,
on. I don't
sir.
listen.
No,
wow.
Listen. I don't. You
no,
know what?
no.
I got a whole
CJ.
Uh-uh.
spiel about the color purple, but I
No,
don't
I'm just
condone.
no.
I'm gonna
What
talk
I was
about
just
that
going to
off
use.
air.
I was
But
just going to use. I was just going to use it as a reference because that,
Jesus.
as you can see, the girls will be very young.
Mm-hmm.
That was just practice.
True.
Men were in their
Mm-hmm.
20s and 30s, and they would get a teenage, I'm talking about, man, 12,
Mm-hmm.
13,
right,
14, 15-year olds, but they would be together as a couple and live. And it was traditions of, if you got
Right.
somebody pregnant, you had to get married. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot. We could go on forever about that. It's because the real answer is, there are so many things that attacked us as a cultural
Mm-hmm.
group, like when they're talking about black men and women,
Mm-hmm.
ebony men and women,
Mm-hmm.
cream colored, cocoa sweet, sugar brown men and women. When it comes to that demographic, we no one has suffered what we have suffered.
No.
No one has sustained the blow to our core and foundation the way that we have. I
Mm-hmm.
don't care. I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. There's no one that has suffered that. And that has really splintered us, man, from political, financially, politically, spiritually, physically, in every aspect of life. Our union has been attacked and it has torn us apart. So we just got to find one we really want to talk about,
Right.
because we'd have to do multiple shows and silo each element. Because if you talk about from a political standpoint, that we can go into that. And Felicia just mentioned it. When they do you because some people would say it's so sinister to think that our government would really sit down, put
Mm-hmm.
money and time and energy and planning into engineering ways to eradicate, diminish, and remove the black man from the home. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
here to tell you, it is well documented if you want to look, but cognitive dissonance, cognitive biases runs rampant in this world. And I'm saying unequivocally, yes, they did. Now it's going to be between us to say, okay, clean the slate. Nobody quit pointing fingers. What do we do to fix it? All right, I
Right.
talk. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I
no,
went long on that
Oh,
one.
that's good stuff. No,
Mm-hmm.
that's
nah,
good stuff.
nah,
And you
Eric,
never
you
watched
can't.
Color Purple. Jesus.
No, so, hold on, time out. Listen, hold on. You know, what? Fuck that. Hey, I'm about to send myself right now. Listen, I don't condone watching some movies.
I got you because it's
Oh,
pretty.
okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
You
Got you.
good?
Got you.
You good?
Got you.
I ain't
Got you.
mad at you, man. You all
No,
We're
right?
no,
You
no.
all right?
Listen.
talking. Relax. Relax,
Okay.
my
All
dear.
right. Hey, cause
Okay.
you
You all
know,
right? You all
Chill.
right,
hey, cause once
CJ?
I take this
Chill.
chain off, I'm
I know
dropping
you
the
No,
ain't
you
N word
good,
a
brother.
lot more
You
black.
good, brother.
frequently.
No, you
No,
You
good,
ain't
brother.
black.
Don't no, you good, CJ. You good, brother. You good. You
no,
good.
listen. So just hear me though. So just hear me though, right? So kind of just to bring it back, you know what I'm saying? Kind of just to reel it back in, you know what I'm saying, Eric? So yeah, so yes, like I was saying, yes, I know that's been common practice. I know that's kind of been the norm. You know, the younger lady, older man dynamic. That's kind of been the dynamic, right? But
Because the men had the power, they had the finances, and that's how they survived. You
no,
see
no,
what
no,
I'm
no, no.
saying?
Right? No, no, no,
But
no. Right, Eric.
that's a universal theme, brother.
No, no.
Even
Listen.
today, why
No,
you
no, no,
think
no.
younger women get with older men? You made a
No. Well,
you made a comment earlier. You made a statement. You
go
said
ahead.
a man doesn't become to his, you said physical and financial maturity, it's around his 30s. It's
Yes.
really his 40s and his 50s. Now, just in this recent decade, I say half a decade, in the last 5 to 10 years, that's when social media came around, when people learned how to monetize that. So being 23, being in those 20s and being a millionaire or being financially self-sufficient, that is a brand new spanking um titty milk breathed baby type of occurrence. And what we do, we access to it. We always on social media. You see you see less than 1% of 20-year-olds surviving and swimming in that pool. And now they think every 20-something-year-old should be able to do that. And that's not realistic. Now I'm going back to my sister Kim. My sister Kim said you should be able to want what you want. Make it realistic is my point. Just
Right.
because you want it don't mean you need to get it. Doesn't make it
Well,
valid. And just
you
because
can.
you can don't
Okay.
mean that you should.
So true, Eric. But if a woman, I'm gonna go back to what Robbie has said, and this is gonna kind of tie into what you're saying. Robbie is like, hey, you need to get healed first before you need to make this list and what can you bring to the table. But so many women out there are not making lists. And so don't negate those ones that are making lists and saying what they want in a man and saying, this is what I want.
No,
Yes,
but the
work on
list,
yourself.
Kim,
Have some
doing the list is to me is the first part. You make the list so you can look in the mirror and just see how ridiculous it is.
There's nothing
Now,
wrong. See that I don't agree with
I'm
that.
sorry,
I don't agree
Felicia,
with
go
that.
ahead. I'm sorry because
No,
I keep jumping in.
Just
Go ahead,
I'm
Felicia.
kind of in the middle of both of you. I also agree that you can want what you want, but I also am a realist. If you with a man that makes
Thank you.
80K, if you don't want to work, you need to adjust to living off 80K, which means you may not have your own car, which means you may have to cook and budget. So it depends on what you're looking for and what you're willing to do, because it's a give and take. If you don't want to work, then again, Kim, like you said, what are you bringing to the table as well? So I think it's a mixture of both. You do have to be realistic. Most men in their 20s are not making, the
Right.
average male, the last time I heard, was making like 35 to $40,000.
That's exactly right.
So we have to get very realistic with,
so
okay,
you
I want my
tell
man to take
so
care of
you
me.
would
Okay,
tell
are
your
you okay
girls
with living it?
so you would tell your girls, Felicia, okay, I know that's what you want, but can you kind of dumb that down a little bit?
No, I would
Because
say
you know
you
what?
can want
What
that,
No.
you're
but
reaching
realize
for, because what you're reaching for is a little bit too high, and I don't think
That's
No.
that's
not what no
realistic.
that's not
one's
what I'm
saying
You would
Saying
anything
never
that.
close
tell
to that,
you would
Kim.
never
No
tell
one's saying
No
someone
that.
one's saying
who's
anything
making less
close to
than what
that.
they
This is
want
what's
to make
confusing me.
No, ma'am.
someone else.
Kim, how
no.
did you
No
get that
one's
out
saying
of
that
what we
at
said?
all.
I'm not saying that, Kim. What I'm saying is we have to get realistic. If you meet a man, if you
You.
don't want to work, and that's fine, and you want to have kids, that's fine. That is okay. That's okay to have. But if you're meeting men that don't meet the standard of 100K or 80K, you have to take an example. Well, I don't want to
Thank
work.
you.
So he makes 100K. So I need to learn how to live off 100K. I
No,
can't be with a man
I
that makes
understand
100K.
adjusting when it comes to what you want. I'm just saying, I'm just talking about the list, y'all. I'm talking
Yeah,
about the
you
list.
can want that. I don't see
I'm
anything
talking
wrong with
about
that.
having a
But
list
you also
and
have to
not
be
going
like,
below that. And not going below that.
But
You know
but
what?
the
If he
quality
makes
of the list,
100K and
Kim,
I
we're
want to
talking
say,
about the
no,
real.
maybe that's not the guy for me. Maybe I should be looking for the 500K man.
okay,
Then maybe I
Okay,
No,
should
look
be
for the
you
looking
five.
see
can.
the whole
Okay,
point.
Kim,
You
look
can.
for
Jesus
you can
take the
look for
wheel.
the high 500K man. So
Right.
I'm a girl dad. My children are women now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so do you think I would, I would tell my daughters, hey, take less, or no, you need to dumb that
No.
down. No,
No.
but you know what I'm gonna be with? I'm gonna be realistic with them. Now I'm
Right.
a father. Do I want my daughters with a good man, a solid man. I don't care. Can you take care of her? Can you take care of yourself? And can you provide
Right.
at whatever level, whether y'all live in a 1-2 bedroom or a 50 bedroom? Is he a good dude? I'm gonna tell my birds, that's what you better focus on. Quit tripping on this financial. We're in a
Not
realm. I
just
just
the
talked.
financial, but other things too, Eric. I'm
That's
not just talking
no,
about
that
financial
list.
though. I'm just not
Listen,
talking about financial though. I'm
yes, okay.
talking
So
about
this
the
is where
list
that
of
maybe the
What are you
disconnect
talking
is.
about?
So maybe the disconnect with us, Kim, is I'm talking
Okay, so
about good qualities in
you're
a
just
human
talking
being.
about you're talking about finances.
No,
So
I'm
you and
talking
Felicia
about good
just talking
qualities.
about finances.
Women are they talk about finances. Kim, when they make that
that's
list,
the whole video is about that. The whole video is about finances. Think about it,
the
right?
women are judging men based on their pocket, not whether he's a good man. Will he be a good father? What is his principles? What is his values? How will he
Yeah,
treat me in good
I
times
agree.
and in bad times?
Well, apparently, this girl who dated this man, he could not afford a whole house full of furniture. So apparently, she wasn't looking at
And
money.
she knew that,
And she
just like
wasn't.
he knew.
Yeah.
Just like
Apparently,
he
she
knew she
knew.
was an
So
asshole. They're both, I
there
mean,
you
shit,
go. So
they both knew.
I mean, we all, I mean, honestly, Kim, I understand what you're saying. We all on this panel know that there is more than just money in order to be in a
Right,
relationship. It's going to take a whole lot
definitely.
more. And it's
Yeah.
not saying that you don't get the stuff you want on your list. Hey, if you want a guy that cooks for you 3 times a week, then hey,
Right, right.
I say, hey, go for it. If you want
Like
a
I
guy,
feel you on that one, Kim. That's I can
yeah,
see somebody on that. Yeah.
depending on the person and the qualities of a person that you want, nobody is saying that. But from a financial perspective, we were primarily, because I thought that's what we were talking about. We were talking about finances. And if every guy you're meeting is making 80 to 100K, then you need to say, I need to get it moving to different spaces with men that make
Thank you.
more money, or I need to
yeah,
do something different with my life,
you
because
do.
those type of men, they're less than 30%. And I'm not saying
You
you can
find
have
them
whatever you
then.
want. You can
Listen,
pray for whatever you want.
I'm finna hurt a lot of feelings.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hurt a lot
Mm.
of feelings right now. I don't know where they got that 6-figure mark, because 6 figures is $100,000. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if you make if you make less than $175,000, you are in the LMI range based on inflation and current cost of market. You are low to moderate income company. So some say like, oh, he make this much. Nah, man, you're not finna ball. You can
And then
survive,
Right.
and then
but
the
you're not
ones
gonna
that are
thrive.
wanting that stuff, the women that are wanting that stuff are so ashy. And I mean, they don't even take care of themselves, but you want that.
Lord, Rabia.
Great point,
I'm
Hey,
so
Robbie.
hey,
sorry. That's
Come
what I'm saying.
on.
Ashy
Cause they'll
and
write that
unattractive.
list, and they'll write that list, and they don't have nothing to bring. I ain't gonna say it
See,
like that.
I think the
They
problem is,
Like their
honestly,
vaginas.
is that the problem is that you guys have a problem, and you can tell me if I'm wrong. You guys have a problem with women, and I may be totally wrong about this. You guys have a
Probably not.
problem with women who want that,
mm-mm.
right? Who
No.
want that, but don't have anything else to bring to the table,
Right.
right? And the men that they're looking for, I guess they're not finding it
I'm
within.
tripping because I'm
I
like, have we?
have a
I
problem with
Do
just,
we
I'm
not
just
have?
self-esteem
saying it's
woman.
straight
That's
I'm
what I don't
tripping to
fuck
hear
with.
any woman talk that way. We have too many examples of how it's not effective and it
Right.
doesn't work out. I
okay.
mean, women, if you go after a guy that's in the top 10% who has the finances to fund 2 homes in today's economy, do you think he's just going to be? You want a man that has access to everything and he's just going to cater to you. They're not even built or wired that way, because women will say, I will be the side chick. I will be the side piece.
And they
I
do.
will not. It just they make it extremely hard for those guys to just stay in this
Right.
monogamous space. Now, but are there men out there that are at that level that will do that? Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you what they motivated by. I'm gonna keep it 100 and keep it funky for you. They don't want the problems that come with having an extra. It ain't that they can't, it's that they choose not to do it. And it ain't because of the woman they got with them. It's because
See,
they don't want the problems that come with the other one.
I get it.
Right.
You
This
know,
is a good
my niece,
question.
when my niece was dating, because she makes a lot of money, right? She's a lawyer or whatever in
Mhm.
DC. And she was like, it was so hard for me to find someone who, because the guys are very intimidated by how much money I make or my
No.
status. And I can't find a guy who will be like, oh, okay, yes, I like you. Go out on a date. It's great. It was great. How'd it go? It went so great. You know what? I didn't hear from him. But he was like, no, not my
Oh,
speed.
And she
child.
and she said it was because she made too much money.
She makes too much money. And the guys
Nah,
told me
That's
that.
what they
nah.
all
Yes.
say.
And the
We'd
guys
have to
It's
told
talk.
not
me
We'd
that.
that.
have to talk. We'd have to talk to the guy, and I'd have to.
Yeah.
I'd have to go on a date with her and see what she. I'd be like, "Nah, Kim, it's your niece is wonderful and she's great, great career, but this is what threw me off
No, I don't. I believe her.
because
So
I don't think if you I don't care how much of money a woman make, but if she treat me with some respect, I've been in a relationship where the woman made more than me, and it didn't bother me long
oh
as
no, I
I was
made
treated
more
with
than I made
respect.
more than my husband when I met him. He had no problem with it. But there are men out there that do have a problem with that. And you
I
can't
But
say
don't think
there's
that's
not
the
men out
only
there that
problem
don't
yeah,
though.
have a problem.
on another show, pose that question and then ask this: Why would a man have a problem with a woman making more than him? Then we
Yeah.
can get into the real
That
reason.
would be a good
Right.
show.
That's a good one. Maybe we
That
should
would be
have
a
a
good show,
poll.
Eric. That would be a really
Maybe
good
we should do
show.
a poll before. And I think we need to do a part two of the show because we didn't even get into the whole video. Because, baby, I wanted to pick this shit apart. Okay. So this guy, and this is Atkins says, please
Yeah,
explain
yeah,
how
I
do
know
you
who
do,
that is.
how do
What's
you
up, my
ask any
man?
man how much do you make weekly, every 2 weeks, every month? That's good. How do you ask that question? I mean, really?
The way the way you would ask that question is you would introduce it and say, you know what, financial literacy is important to me. How do you go about doing your budget? This is what I do with my budget to try to manage, and these are some of the financial goals I'm trying to reach. What are your financial goals, or what is
Hmm,
your budgeting structure? Because
I
when
like
you have the
that.
conversation, you'll understand if they get paid weekly, bi-weekly, monthly.
I like that.
Mhm.
Mm, mm. I think we need to have a part two because there's so many questions I did not ask. And I want to talk more about feminism. I don't know what you guys feel about feminism. Submission, Kim. What else? That's Kim's favorite. Let me tell you, you ever seen a bull and then you put the red piece of fabric? When you say submission, baby, Kim.
Yeah, I think y'all mentioned that in the show, and I saw that. I was like, oh,
If you want to get
CJ,
it
you all
going.
right down there, CJ?
Hey, because we don't have the time, because I was really finna open another can of worms, but I ain't
Don't
gonna do it today
We
because I
need
know
them
we
worms,
running out
man. We
of.
need them
Oh,
worms. We fishing. We need them
I
Now,
worms,
think
because we
man.
don't got the time, no, we don't got the time, because I was
I
gonna really
got you.
break down some structural things, and I was gonna have y'all in some loops, but I'm not gonna do it. I know people got places to be, so I'm gonna just wait, and I may talk to somebody after the live, but I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna
okay,
keep
so
it to
are
myself.
you guys okay doing a part two maybe next week? I mean, we have the same video and just go into, and I'll send you the list of questions that I had that I wanted to ask, because I think we need to. I feel it. The Bible says that the older woman should help the younger woman, right? And I think that I'll talk for myself. I kind of stand back sometimes because these young girls are rude and I don't fight anymore, right? And you can't talk to me a certain way when you're just trying to help, right?
Right.
You're trying to. So I think that we need to discuss that aspect of feminism. What's the difference between, traditional and the modern woman? And Eric, you said some good things about when it all started. Like white woman started this mess. It's always them white people. No, I'm joking. So, just kidding. So okay, with that being said, final thoughts, guys.
I guess I go since I was shit. Final
Since you're the
thoughts.
youngest.
Right, right. Final thoughts. Communication is key. And if y'all are arguing over a furniture set or how the house should be done, Don't go behind your man's or your women's back and ask your mom or dad. Just have that conversation and y'all be all right. And I'm gonna keep it like that.
I'm gonna keep it a trill, huh?
Keep it a true, keep it 100. Yep.
I'm gonna
Okay, Eric.
piggyback on him and say the same thing Eric said. Effective communication is key, and just
Absolutely.
having the conversations, I think, would help so much in any relationship.
Okay,
I'll just
Felicia.
quickly say respect each other. The
There
respect
you
is
go.
very necessary. So respect each other in your relationships.
Right. Okay,
Yeah.
Eric.
No, Felicia said it all. Like if you're not protecting the sanctity of your union with someone, as soon as you start bringing outside people in, you're doing a disservice to yourself.
I think so
Uh,
too.
learn how learn how to learn how to think in a manner that it's me and you against the world, and that includes your mama, daddy, cousin, auntie, friend,
Exactly.
son, daughter, niece, nephew.
I agree. My final thoughts, I agree with what you all said, but I also think that as women, we need to stop trying to speak for men. And secondly, respect is the sixth love language in my book. And we need to remember that. Because just because he stays with you, but you're disrespectful, baby, he don't really want you.
Mm,
Just saying.
hmm
He might leave you. Because, I mean, I don't want a man that's disconnected from me because I can't control my mouth. I just don't. Or I go behind his back and do this mess that, oh, girl did, Kim. But anyway, guys, thank you for joining us. And Eric, thank you. We hope you can come back next week, though, because I mean, you gave us a lot of wisdom and we appreciate that.
Oh, well,
So
I'm
see you
honored.
guys
I'm
next
honored.
week. Bye, y'all.
All right, bye bye.